Hello. We are going to revisit an episode that featured Queen Shereen Macklin, and it was called Define Your Own Success. And we're going to revisit that today because that is something I am currently working on in 2024 to continue to define my own success. And since this has come up for me, I'm pretty sure I'm hedging a bet that, it's come up for some other people as well. Because we're in a new year and everybody's making new goals and trying to set, new levels to reach. Within that, I want you to think about if you're defining success for yourself within these goals. And I know that I am. So my words for the year are alignment and ease. And so I'm asking myself in the decisions that I'm making in my career, but also in my personal life, with my friends and family, with my self-care, with, trips I want to take, all of the things. Is this in alignment with what I want? Is this in alignment with what I need? Is this propelling me forward in any way, shape, or form, whether it be self-healing, self-growth, career expansion, building relationships, or even setting boundaries? Is this helping me? Is this helping me define my own success? And in the conversation that I had with Shereen, we discuss really self-acceptance. And that is a critical part of defining your own success, because you first have to accept all of the parts of you. Like, self-acceptance is crucial to defining your own success, because especially as an artist, people like to box us in. The industry likes to box us in. I think sometimes, our family and friends like to box us in, but it's also because of their perception, of a career in the arts as well. And I've also been learning that, trying to have compassion in conversations with people who don't necessarily understand, being an artist and not sticking to one thing. Again, there's that self-acceptance of being a multi-hyphenate. And I think that is definitely part of defining your success, because if you think about it, being a multi-hyphenate just opens you up to so many creative opportunities, and you don't have to be waiting around to be cast in a show or to be cast in a movie or to be hired to produce a movie or to be, hired to be on set, And so that self-acceptance piece of like, oh, I'm a multi-hyphenate and I do multiple things, and it's okay. Like, it is okay. You're a multi-hyphenated person, like you're not just one thing as a person. First, you're just a human being, right, on this earth. And then you might be someone's child or someone's sibling or in a relationship with someone. So that means you're a partner, or you're, a cousin, you're a friend, you're a coworker. Like, you're all of these things. You're multi-hyphenated as a human being. So why wouldn't you be multi-hyphenated as an artist as well, And so, I wanted to share that because I've been thinking about that in 2024. So I wanted to rewind to this episode featuring Queen Shereen Macklin about defining your own success, y'all. And a big part of it is self-acceptance, and accepting that you are multi-hyphenated, accepting that you are also equipped and you are enough. And this, like, you innately know this, but unfortunately, our society makes us question ourselves and going, no, I really, I want to be an artist. But then, of course, the money aspect comes in, and then the lifestyle, and to know that you can do it, but you have to first accept it for yourself. That self-acceptance piece will help you define your own success, no matter what it is. But knowing that that's your job. Your self-discovery is your job. And it's something that I'm working on as well. And I hope you are too. I really do hope you are too. All right, so here we go. Here's the revisit of the episode featuring Queen Shereen Macklin. Enjoy.
part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.
Hello, welcome to the Artist Pivot Podcast. My name is Ayana Majabay, and I am an actress, voiceover artist, mentor, and your host. This show is a bi-weekly conversation highlighting pivots and life lessons from the perspective of artists, those who work in and around the arts, and arts educators. For those listening who don't consider themselves artists, you can pivot too. Everyone possesses the ability to do so. You just have to be reminded sometimes. All of our life lessons have taught us to be better pivoters, and it is my goal to share these life lessons to guide and inspire others. Here is this week's episode. All right, y'all. So on this episode, I am so excited to say that joining me is Queen Shereen Macklin, who happens to be a bright, bold, and vibrant soul who embodies her vision of freedom, transparency, and connection for all Women-X, more specifically Women-X of color, who have often been silenced, downplayed, or ignored. She is a native New Yorker who currently resides in her spiritual home of New Orleans. She earned her undergraduate degree in chemistry from North Carolina A&T State University and a master's of fine arts in acting from the Actors Studio Drama School at Pace University. As a member of SAG-AFTRA and AEA, she has performed on stages across the United States and internationally, commercials, film, and voiceover work. She loves creating and producing work with her soul tribe that inspires and heals. With over 20 years of experience as an educator and creator of theater and dance programs for both children and adults in underserved communities throughout New York City, Los Angeles, and New Orleans, she brings this same dedication and passion to the work that she continues to do as an intuitive healer, professional performing artist, certified life coach, teaching artist, and entrepreneur. Her mission is to embody and create safe spaces for Women-X of color to discover, heal, and inspire in order to be the fullest expression of themselves and reveal their true voices to the world. Y'all, welcome Queen Shereen Macklin. Hey, girl.
Ooh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you, my dear. Thank you for joining. Hey, you can't see us, but we dancing, y'all.
I love it.
Yes. I love it too. So here's my first question to you.
Okay.
If I were to ask you right now, Shereen, how are you doing? Like I texted you the question, how are you? But you could only respond in emojis only. What would you text me?
Definitely the brain exploding emoji.
Okay.
And my favorite one, it's the drunk face. But I feel like I make that face all the time.
It's the one with the squiggly?
Yeah, I'm like this.
One? Yes.
So y'all can't see it, but yep, the squiggly, yep. Yeah. And some hard eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
And a crystal ball.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you so much for that imaginary text. I love it. I've received it.
Good. Yes. Hope it's clear. I use those a lot.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Y'all, so I'm so excited that Shereen is on with me. We met I'm just going to say a couple years ago. I'm not going to age ourselves. But
it was actually about to be 10.
Was it 10 years?
Like right about now, it's 10 years.
No, it's 10 years. Oh, y'all, we just had this revelation. Wait a minute. It's been 10 years.
No, that's wild. That's
what,
crazy.
Shereen? It's been 10 years?
It's been 10 years. Oh, crap. That's wild. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that in.
I know.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
It's a good thing. It's a great thing.
It's a good thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing, sis. It's a great thing.
It is.
So yes, I've known this queen for 10 years, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And, she right now is actually, you put this in words for yourself. Right now, you are living your own definition of success.
Yes. I
in your
did
life.
write that. Yes, it's true.
You did write that. You are living your own definition of success. Those are your words, sis. You wrote that down. So where I want to start is how you got here, like how it started and your journey of living in your own definition of success as, a performer, a teacher, a healer, all of the above.
Ooh, yeah. So growing up, I was always pushed to do math and science because that's going to lead you to a career that's going to make you some money. I always taught. I always was interested in teaching. I would line my dolls up and have my chalkboard and teach them the lessons that I learned for the day. I also always danced and I sang, and I had to really beg to go to dance class because it was looked at like, okay, you could be doing something else with your time. But I really loved all things the arts, and I would find a way to do it no matter what. I went to Brooklyn Tech. That's a math and engineering high school. So we had a very rigorous academic schedule, but I found my way to do the plays. I would still go to dance school, any extracurricular activity, I was there doing it. And I thought, okay, I'll go to school and be a pharmacist. And I did a program for Johns Hopkins, and it was a pharmacology program. They took us to a hospital, and I was like, there's no way I could work in a hospital every day for the rest of my life. So I said, well, maybe I'll be a chemical engineer. They make things, and so that might be fun. So I went to A&T as a chemical engineering major. And then I said, all right, what actually would I be doing with this degree? And I took a semester off and I did a co-op at Kimberly-Clark, close to Philly, which is why I have a lot of connections there and that I love. And I decided, no, there's no way I could spend my life working as a chemical engineer. So that was a crisis moment. But I went back to school. I said, okay, let me use my electives to see what else I could be interested in. I took a sociology course. I took a acting for non-theater majors course. And I was like, whoa, people go to college and study something that they actually like to do. This is amazing. And I didn't have the guts to change my major to theater, but I changed to chemistry because I had a lot of science credits. And I figured, okay, if anything, I could always teach with a chemistry degree. So my theater professors, they really embraced me and pushed me to go to graduate school for acting. And that's what I did. And I kept going. I kept performing and teaching alongside of that.
Yes. Understood. So, right, the beginning wasn't as straightforward as one may think.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yes.
Because I had to get through my grandmother begging me to be a microbiologist.
Oh, boy.
But when I realized, I'm the one paying for these degrees.
Come on. I'm
going to choose something that I actually want to do this go round. Y'all can have this chemistry degree, okay? I'm going to pay for this master's. It's going to be something I love. So that's how we got there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Yes, that's how you got there.
Number
one. There it is. Pivot number one. I'm going in this direction.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And that's it. You were like, I'm paying for this and I'm going to go do what I love. You got your chemistry degree. You should be satisfied with that. I'm going to go do what I want.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
There it is. There it is.
And my people know I'm headstrong. So they're like, okay, you must be really serious about this. So, they kind of got on board. They still are like, I don't really know what you're doing, but it looks like you got it. So, all right.
Right. They're not going to fight you because they're like, this is not going to be worth it. No. She's going to do what she's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, let me kind of sort of get on board,
Mm-hmm.
kind of sort of, but okay, go. We just gonna watch it.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly it.
Yes, yes. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. So then when you graduated with your master's, was it
Yes.
like, okay, here I am, world, like, and then acting and doing all the things, and then you're like, oh, wait, how do I do this?
Life hit hard,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like they give you this, what you think is a prescription. Like, okay,
Yes,
it's like,
yes.
yes, I made that pivot to acting, but I still was working under the old way that, yeah, I'm going to get a degree and then everything is going to be okay. And
Ooh.
okay, no.
Mm-hmm.
And even still in the world of performance, it's like, okay, yeah, you get a degree, you have a better chance. You join the union, you'll have even more opportunities. And that's not always the case either. So
Mm-hmm.
graduating grad school, life hit hard.
Yeah.
Several months later, well, graduating, I'll book some work.
Mm-hmm.
And for a few months, that was great. But my mom was sick. And then
Okay.
not long after, she passed away. So
Yeah.
it's like you think, oh, I'm going to be, auditioning and performing here and there, and life is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole world turned upside down. So
Yeah.
pivot number 2,
Mm-hmm.
got to figure that out. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
So you were, living life, as you say, just living life. Yes, your profession happened to be as an actress, but you were living life.
Yeah.
And so there was a point that you decided, I know that you told me you went to LA.
Yes.
And so what was that decision like leaving New York to go to LA? Because for those who don't know, those are two very different markets.
Yeah.
Two very different, first of all, just cities, lifestyles, energies. And when it comes to the creative spirit and making, they're just two different markets.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So the decision lied heavily upon the lifestyle and what was shifting for me, because in New York, I'm hitting the pavement, I'm auditioning. Most of the work I'm booking is out of state. So I can't even enjoy like my home in Brooklyn. I'm barely there, but I just got tired of that. And I realized that I function much better in the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did make a switch, like, okay, I'll try more film and TV. And so that was probably pivot number 3. Like, okay, let's do these things and find a market that's a bit more lucrative, where I don't have to work as hard.
Yes.
It was hard.
Yes.
It was freaking hard, okay? And then when I got to LA, I loved it. And that's where I embarked upon this whole spiritual journey. The sun did something for me. So I enjoyed driving to my audition and not having to take the train and be stuck and hot and sweaty or cold.
Yes.
And so that did wonders for me moving there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And so that opened up, I feel like this season I've been saying iteration a lot. So that opened up a new iteration of Shereen. So I want to use your own words. And you said that you recognized that freedom was your top priority and you let go of the hustle of acting altogether when you got out to LA. So break that down for me, that pivot in mindset and pivot in just how you living life.
Yeah. So I went to LA determined to do all the things. I signed with a manager and an agent, within a few weeks of being there. I hit the ground running. I was everywhere and enjoying it until I didn't anymore.
Yes.
I was auditioning. I booked a lot of gigs that were a lot of fun. And then I said, okay, I'm going to work with a new agent and manager who's going to expand my reach. And then I did that. And working with her, I realized, oh, she can't take me where I want to go, because she wants to box me into just being Shereen, the actor. But I had become Queen Shereen. When I moved to LA, that's what I realized, that is what I was stepping into. I was building my queendom. I was learning more of who I was. And I couldn't work for someone who would be content with me working on a cruise ship when I knew that's not what I wanted to do anymore. Or asking me to separate these parts of myself as a healer, as a coach even. You know, it's like, no. I do all of these things, and it's okay that I do all of these things and I do them well.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think now we're accepting multi-passionates more than we did. You know, it's okay to have a bunch of hyphenates. Previously, it was not like that. It was kind of like, okay, well, what do you actually do, though?
Yes.
I had to answer that question. And when I decided, I don't care. These are all of the things I do. This is all of me. And take it or leave it. If you figure it out, because I get it. I understand what's going on here.
Yes.
That's it. So look, I dropped my manager, I dropped my agent, and I just said, I'm not doing any projects that I don't feel aligned with anymore. I've built enough relationships that people will call me in for work that I didn't even have to audition for. And that felt good to me because that gave me the freedom to still teach and coach and build my businesses and work on projects that I love.
Right.
I let go of that. I would be able to work on projects that I love only when I earned a certain amount of money or a certain celebrity status, right? I created the world based on the resources that I have right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
exactly that.
I did that.
You did do that. You better give me a little pat on the back. You did that, Queen Shereen.
Yes.
You did that.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it's accepting that. Like, I 100% agree with you. Like, in the time we are in, being a multi-hyphenate is like, yes, because there are so many different parts of you that make you who you are. And to have to just pick one, why?
Why? Mm-mm.
No. You have the freedom to work on what you want to work on and make income. It's like you're not ignoring nobody's ignoring the fact you need money to survive. Okay, great. We understand that concept. But also you need your soul to be filled to survive.
Hello. Yes.
Like, you could have all the money in the world, but if your soul is at negative 0%, you can't even enjoy the money.
No. Because I was not about to work at Starbucks or wait tables like my manager was suggesting. I'm like,
oh no,
lady, that don't even make sense. Do you know who I am? I didn't know. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I'm not saying that at all. I just mean, there's so much more to me that I can offer the world that is aligned with my purpose, that I don't need to be at Starbucks to make money to pay the rent.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, I can do other things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you just do that. Well, some people may be able to, but I know that I can do other things besides that.
Yes.
And like you're saying, there's nothing wrong with that. I have lots of friends who are still at restaurants, still at Starbucks. I've been there and I've done that. I know it wasn't for me.
Same. I've done it all.
I've done it. I can tell you a whole bunch of jobs that I did that I was like, dear Lord, I can't wait for you to get me out of this, because I know this is not the end all be all.
I know.
Because I can't.
I've done everything, okay? Delivered Postmates, drove Uber, washed cars. I mean, look, I get it in. I'm not saying I'm above. No, actually, I am saying I'm above doing just anything.
Just anything, right.
Money. I am. I've learned that. I don't have to do it that way. Yeah.
There you go. That's it. You've learned it, right? I don't have to do it that way. I've been there. I've done that. I learned. Yes. Check. I don't have to do it that way anymore.
No. Mm-mm.
Right. Right.
Done. Yeah.
Yes. But honoring that, honoring your multi-hyphenate and not feeling ashamed because I think, especially in the arts, and I think this does go for other careers as well, but especially in the arts, people ask, well, what do you do? Like, if you're like, well, I'm an actor, but I also do this and this and this. I have like 5 things. Okay, but what do you? I do all of them.
I do all of them. Yes.
I do all of them.
Yes, I do. I do. They may not happen all at the same time, but they're all a part of me.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just affirming, right? That's why we do this, because we're not alone.
Yeah.
And it's important for people to see that and hear it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That you're not alone, that everybody is, I want to say honoring their multi-hyphenate self and going, I do all of these things and I love it and I'm okay with it. So you're going to figure out how to be okay with it. And even if you don't, doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Doesn't really matter, actually.
It doesn't. Oh, man. That's human nature, I guess. We want to label whatever we don't understand. And so people, they have a hard time trying to figure us out. But it's all right.
But yeah. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So my next question to you would be, is there, a lesson that you are still learning or something that you have like learned in the past that you're like, oh, y'all, this was a big lesson that I finally learned?
Ooh-wee. So this spiritual journey that I talk about when I went to LA was all about learning how to love myself and what that really means. And I think, I know I've done an excellent job of figuring myself out up until this point. And I know that now it's time for me to take those lessons that I've learned and apply them to all of my relationships. And so that is what I'm practicing right now. It is challenging because I've figured out how to do it well, like what I like and how to move individually, but it's very different in a partnership. That it's it's not all about me, but I still do have to remember those lessons that I learned of how to put myself first, how to speak my truth and stand my ground. Yeah, those were the lessons. Speaking my truth, standing my ground, and knowing that I am enough. Those, whoo! Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the big lessons learned that I am still practicing. I think we'll forever be practicing.
Yes. Understood. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I get it. So with that, I know that you are also an instructor and a healer and a coach. So what is it that you would like to impart to your students and your clients and those who are like, okay, Shereen, teach me?
Ooh, that was the big aha moment for me. Like when people would reach out to me for whatever coaching, dialect coaching, acting coaching, vocal coaching, I'm always asking the question, well, why are you here? Because usually what it is it's a matter of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like working with a dialect. You've tried the dialect before. You didn't play around with it, but you scared to come on out with it. But you probably 80% there. So
Yeah.
most of my work is creating a space safe enough for someone to play, for someone to be the true expression of themselves. And then, the other 20% is the technique that you're going to take and, into the audition room. But if we can't get past the stuff that's blocking you from being your true self, there's nothing I can teach you.
Ooh, yes.
That's what I've realized it is. We
Yeah.
got to undo those things that tell us that we're not good enough to do the thing that we're being called to do.
that right there.
Yeah. So that's where the work is. It's always on the self. And you know what? You can't have one without the other. This journey that I've been, the spiritual journey, has made me a better actor because I know more of who I am. I know what I want and why I want the things that I want. And those are the questions that you have to ask of any character that you're creating or working on. So what better practice to get than with yourself?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so that's just true. Like,
That's it. That's the number one lesson. The truth.
The truth. Yes.
And trusting yourself. Once you can tell yourself the truth, then you can trust yourself to do anything that you want to do.
Yes. That's it. It's the trust and taking the leap of faith. And like, it's the there's a, I think I've said this before, but there is this like kind of story I heard of like we get so riled up, we get ourselves so like full of like what ifs and this and that, and like you put your parachute on, right? You're ready, like I'm gonna jump, I got my parachute just in case, and like I'm ready, I'm gonna do it, and you're all worked up, and then you jump and it's a 2-inch sidewalk, and you're like, oh, that's what I was freaking out about?
Yeah.
I didn't even need this parachute. I could have done this 5 years ago.
Lord, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're only asked to take a step.
Yes.
And the universe is going to meet you the rest of the way.
Yes.
And the other lesson is that the net is always there. Like we are always protected, right? It's not, leap and the net will appear. It's there. It's already there. We have everything that we need all the time. It's just our mind that will just keep you stuck or trying to be perfect. Oh, Lord.
Ooh, girl, talk about it. Ooh. Because I am a recovering perfectionist, friends. I am a recovering perfectionist.
I know. That's part of it too. It's just part of letting go. And how we do anything is how we do everything. So we just, practice it in one area of your life and it will bleed over into the others.
Yes.
Hopefully. Eventually.
Right. Hopefully, that's what we want. That's the intention.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
I don't even have nothing else to add. Like, that's it, Queen Shereen. That's it.
Dude, that's how we're showing up every day. That's freedom.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I have so much gratitude right now. Thank you. Because I forget.
Yeah. Yes. You're welcome. Yes. Yeah. So I do have a question for you. Ooh. How did you end up in New Orleans from LA? Because we were just speaking about you being in LA, but y'all, she's in New Orleans right now. So I want to know how that happened.
So it is, 2020. We know that the pandemic happened, the racial uprisings. I was dead smack in the middle of it. West Hollywood, single. All my projects canceled. I was teaching theater, and we pivoted to teach theater virtually. That was a whole, whoa, who does that?
Yeah.
How do we do this thing? And so, my work went virtual. Everything went virtual. So I had already been doing a lot of my coaching work online anyway. So it's like, well, here I am. I'm single in WeHo. I'm like, well, what are we going to do? Everything was calling me to New Orleans. I just, because I know when everything happened, everyone wanted to go home.
Yeah.
It was like, what do we do? Go home. And it's like, New York is not home for me anymore. It's like, what would I do if I would be miserable.
Yeah.
Because all of the things I've grown to love, I wouldn't have anymore, even though my people are there and I would love that, but I would not be truly living in my purpose. And so I was just listening. All the signs were saying, just go to New Orleans. I wasn't thinking that I would move there. I was going to move from where I was in LA to another location. And so in between time, I said, well, I might as well go to New Orleans for 30 days and see how I feel, use a month's rent and just be there because I want to be there. I feel myself being called there. So I packed up my car and I drove to New Orleans. That's from LA to New Orleans. That's what I did.
Yes.
And I'm still here.
And you still
and I met my king. I came because I wanted my boo. I wanted family. That was important to me. And I chose to make that a priority.
Right.
So I'm here doing it.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are in New Orleans doing it.
I'm in New Orleans doing it.
Yes. Because you took that leap of faith. You were like, something's telling me and I'm going to go.
I'm just going to go. Because how do you know until you do it?
You don't.
I mean, I know there's some people that it works that way for them, but it's never been that way for me. I have to try it on. Just like I did, with the chemistry and the engineering. I'm like, this doesn't fit. This doesn't feel like me.
Yeah.
Especially when you spend your life doing what everybody else tells you to do or wants you to do. You don't even know what you want. I didn't know what I desired. I didn't know what was truly me or what was being put upon me.
Yeah.
In this whole experience, I realized, Broadway and being a famous film star is not really what would truly make me happy. I guess if it would come along with everything, cool. But
right.
It's not, I get this and then I'm successful, or I win this award and then I'll be happy. Oh, I've made it. For who? To who? Under whose definition of success? And that's where I realized this is not my definition of success. When somebody's like, well, what's your dream role? I'm like, dang, I already did those. The show we did together.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We were dancing, acting, singing, swimming.
God, we were playing in water. There was a pool on stage.
There was a pool on the stage. Where they do that at?
Right.
It was an amazing experience.
Yes, it was.
That most people have no idea even happened.
Yes.
But it meant the world to me. It was healing for me. And that's why I do the work. So when I realize, okay, that's my purpose in it, then all those extra things don't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they don't feel good and it wouldn't be nice to be acknowledged in those ways. I am not saying that. There's importance to that, but it's not the end goal.
Right.
I know that of myself now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it. You can't hang your self-worth on it, which is, I think, what we're taught.
Yes.
We're taught to hang our self-worth on the achievement of Broadway or winning the Oscar or winning the Academy Award. But that's not true. No. It's not true. How can it be true?
How?
Like, there's so many actors and but so many awards.
Yes.
Like, you...
No. There's just so many ways to go about doing this. There's just no right or wrong way. Your way, following your own unique path.
Yes.
That's the right way.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Following your own unique path and being able to wake up in the morning and go, I love my life. I love my life. Not anybody else's, my life.
I get to do what I want to do.
Yes.
And it's not always easy. It's not. It's
still
challenging, right? It's still some days where I'm like, I just want to do nothing. But I have to be grateful that, whoa, I'm still doing the things that I want to do. I'm no longer dancing to the beat of somebody else's drum. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, it's so huge. It's so huge. And I think you've actually already answered this question. This will be my last one to you. But what would be your nugget of wisdom? If you could just tell anybody, they don't have to be an artist, just another human being, what your one nugget of wisdom would be for them to take with them, what would it be?
Okay. Yes, I have mentioned them. So it's four things. It's really speak your truth, stand your ground in that truth, and know that you are enough. And that the more you reveal, the more you will heal and be able to move forward in that truth. Yes. Just to be you. Just to be you. That's all you have to do. That's your only job. Be yourself. So the nugget, be yourself.
I love it.
We got to it. Okay. The four things is actually one. Just be yourself.
Be yourself. I love it. I love it. Yes, Shereen, thank you so much for sharing. Queen Shereen, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're so very welcome. You're so very welcome. And before I let you go, two things. One, where can people find you to connect with you? What are your social media handles?
Yes, go to queenshereen.com. You can learn all about my story. You can purchase from my shop there and book sessions with me. And then you can find me on Instagram at I am Queen Shereen, Shereen. Yes.
Got it. Thank you. Don't worry. All of that will go in the show notes. So you guys can just click and it'll be right there. So yes, no worries. It'll all be in the show notes. And then I must say to you that I acknowledge you, I celebrate you, and I uplift you.
Goosebumps. Thank you. I receive all of that. Oh,
You're
thank you
so
so
very
much.
welcome. So very welcome. Thank you for joining me.
So glad to be here.
Please feel free to visit this episode's show notes for links to get in touch with my guest, as well as a link to rate and review my podcast on Podchaser. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, all you have to do is scroll down to the rate and review section. You can find and connect with me on Instagram at The Artist Pivot to see audiograms, fun facts, and posts featuring my guests. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to get notified when a new episode is out. And please share this episode with at least one friend. Ever heard the phrase found time? Well, Audible helps you find the time to get more stories and information while commuting, cooking, gardening, exercising, etc. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks, ranging from bestsellers to celebrity memoirs, news, business, and self-development. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title, plus 2 Audible originals from a monthly selection, and access to daily news digests, as well as guided meditation programs. They have podcasts, theatrical performances, A-list comedy, and exclusive Audible originals you won't find anywhere else. Fun fact, if you listened to every title on Audible, you'd be listening for more than 3 centuries. So click the link in the show notes or visit audibletrial.com/theartistpivot to start your 30-day free trial of Audible and listen to that book you haven't read yet or laugh at a comedy special while doing the dishes. Again, that's audibletrial.com/theartistpivot. Using the link lets Audible know that we sent you and a great way to support the show. You can also support the show by buying me a coffee. Well, not literally, but figuratively. Click the support the show link in our show notes and it will take you to a site called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can support the show with your donations. If you do ever want to buy me a coffee in real life, my favorite coffee is the Italian brand Lavazza. No, they did not pay me to say that. This episode was edited by Kieran Niemand and produced by me, Ayana Major Bay. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll speak to you soon.